tired of marching. Tired of marching for something that should have been mine at birth. I don't mind saying to you tonight. I don't mind saying to you tonight that I'm tired of the tension surrounding our day. I don't mind saying to you tonight that I'm tired of living every day under the threat of death. I have no martyr complex. I want to live as long as anybody in this building tonight, and sometimes I begin to doubt whether I'm going to make it through. I must confess I'm tired.
All right. Welcome to Temtalk. Starting off on a semi-serious note. As of recording this, it is January 18th. It is Martin Luther King Day here in America, where we celebrate the life of a great American hero. And it was a quote I saw earlier from him that really kind of spoke and resonated to me. And I hope that everybody is having a good holiday and that they've been able to do something in service to their community this weekend, or at least just reflect on, the things and freedoms that we enjoy here in America. That said, welcome everybody to Temtalk. I'm your host tonight, Pres B. Kennedy, joined as always by Mr. Gaijin Boo. Gaijin, how you doing?
I'm doing stellar. I took the weekend off from streaming. I needed a couple of days for mental rest. I just a little bit under the mental weather, so I needed a couple of days break. But I'm feeling a bit refreshed. I'm back. I'm ready for action, and I found a Luma Swally in 3 encounters, so I can't really complain about that one.
Oh, congratulations!
How about you?
Well, I do want to comment on what you just said, though. I was watching another channel. There's this huge YouTube series I watch called Hermitcraft, which is like a collection of like 20-something Minecraft YouTubers who all come together to make like the seasonal, really big and fun story that just spans for like a whole year and a half. And
Wow.
Generally, everybody in the Hermitcraft community, all 22 of them, just stopped uploading for January, and the community calls it where YouTubers content goes to die January, or the month of January. So I kind of resonate with that because I kind of took a semi break through December, January too. So, but everybody needs it every now and then.
Definitely, yeah. I think taking a break is definitely a good thing. I mean, Twitch sent me my streamer recap for the year, and they told me like how much I streamed this past year and all that stuff. So I streamed for, in all of 2020, I did a total of, let's see, so I had 20,847 hours watched.
Ooh, look at you. Look at you, Mr. Boo.
705 unique viewership. 1,121 unique followers. And let's see, I broadcasted a total of 1,003 hours in 2020. That was...
If this was golf, you'd be losing.
That was a lot. I mean, it depends.
No, I've got mad respect for it. I took a break from all of my creative stuff over the holidays, and I did my first D&D broadcast this past Saturday. And most of the time I broadcast D&D to like 2 or 3 people live, and then maybe 5 or 6 people go and like watch the sessions after they're recorded. And it's just, a labor of love thing that I do. It was really wild to stream this weekend. There were like 6 people starting off the stream live. And then I think throughout the night, it climbed up to like 8 or 9 people watching. I was just like, why are people interested in this tonight? Okay, it feels good to be back. It made me happy. So I can't wait to upload that session. But awesome. Anyways, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just saying that's awesome. It's nice to see people taking an interest. I mean, I've always thought D&D was cool, but again, with aphantasia, it makes it a bit difficult to like
I
picture everything.
we won't spend all night talking about Tim or D&D. We do have a short episode planned, but I will say the last session I really challenged myself to like redefine how I think about combat, and it was really fun after the session just listening to what the players thought and experience, and everybody agreed it's like this is like the best combat we've ever had. I was like, oh gosh, it makes me so happy. The magical one says lack of critical role. Hey, probably I'll take the trickle down viewers. That said, I'm no Matt Mercer. There can only be one. Anyways, let's jump into our show for the evening. We got a little bit of things planned tonight where we're finally getting back to our schedule and we are recording and uploading regularly. I've got my gamer glasses on now. COVID-19 has pushed us all to be in front of screens more. And the blue light's been killing me, so I ordered some pretty decent blue light glasses off of Amazon, and I am ready to just game for 15 hours a day. So I am
I don't believe it.
ready.
Not for a second. I don't believe it for a second. Not 15 hours a day.
Okay, maybe 12 hours a day. But anyways, these things, they've been working, man. They've been working. I sat down earlier to play Temtem, but I told you, I got into like doing the recording stuff rather than going ham. But yeah, I'm opening the game every single day now. I've opened the game like every single day for the past couple of days, and I'm just like, I'm gonna play some Temtem. Ooh, this is kind of intimidating of like trying to find the area to jump back in at. So I just kind of been watching people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Or not YouTube, on Twitch.
Ooh.
Let's start with the weekly recap tonight. And
Yeah, this one's actually pretty good this week.
I feel like last
like
week
it.
somebody at Krima heard you as you were yelling at them, and they're like, "Fine, Gaijin, we'll give you 2 telomere hacks. Fine, Gaijin, we'll give you a great Luma week. Fine, Gaijin, we'll give you the best Koish." And
This is all I wanted. This is all I wanted. Like, come on, people. Come on.
Do you want to read the reset, or do you want me to? I've got it up on
Yeah,
screen.
I'll read it.
Okay.
So this week's reset for Freetem at 40 releases, you're looking at 12 times Kumquat Candy. For 125 releases, you're looking at 2 growth enhancers, which I think that's pretty awesome. Growth enhancers come in super handy, especially when you're like towards the end of the game and you've only got 2 levels before max level, and you're just like, all right, let me just throw these out there. Just
I
growth
did that
enhancers, boom.
exactly with my ult, where it was just like, I did
Yeah, I
that
had,
right
like,
before the fight.
8 growth enhancers, and I'm just like, you know what? Screw leveling 8 levels. I'm just gonna force my Temtem to eat these darn things. And then you've got 4 times Wish Well coins at 250 releases, and at a whopping 480 releases, you get something that is actually worth your time. 2 special defense telomere hacks. Gasp. Thank you guys for putting something useful at the end of the week. You go from okay, decent, all right, slightly better. Okay, that's pretty cool. What the fuck is? Oh, dang it!
Ooh,
What
guys,
the
and I'm
H is
telling you
this?
said a potty word.
Sorry, guys. I'm trying not to curse. It's been bad. But like, just I feel like the end of the free tem has been pretty like underwhelming for the most part. So it's nice to see 2 telomere hacks there again, which is pretty cool. But then in Side Park, we've got 7 side cards for the price of 2,800 Pansuns, which is a little steep, but it is 4 times Luma Week for both Hidati and Swali. So realistically, you'd only be hunting Swali because Taifu's a joke, and so isn't Hidoti. So it's
I would
basically
say mean
Swali
things
Luma
about you if I didn't already have my Luma Hadati. Or my Luma Taifu.
Gross.
I know you are, but what's my Taifu? Ooh, look at that
Ooh, you
mature
got me
response.
so good. Might as well just quit right now.
I think they sell items at the Temporium for those burns. So
Yeah, they do burn heal actually. I'm pretty sure it's called. It's pretty obviously named. So I'll go grab some. You want to go over the Koish of the week?
yeah, but before we do, I want to throw my 2 cents in on these two. I am so
Nope, I said
ecstatic.
my piece, and that was all that mattered.
Oh, okay, we'll move forward then.
Just kidding.
No, I'm so ecstatic for Luma Swally week. As many people, well, not many people, the few people who follow me when I did stream lots of Temtem, which I am going to get back into doing. Two of the Tims that I don't own that I really want to procure is a perfect Swally and a perfect Yowler. And I will settle for just a Luma Swally to use on, or a Luma Loali to use on ladder. So this week kind of works for me. I'm definitely going to be putting in some time. And, you know, I was wondering at the start of the week, what content am I going to do to get back into Temtem? Luma hunting for Loali, or for Swally, kind of feels like the it for me. So, real excited about that. I'm a
Can
big fan of.
confirm.
Go ahead.
I said can confirm. Swally's just gorgeous. Like its Luma is super good, and it is an actually really useful Tem. Like in general. And Luma Lawali is just probably as much as Rorzy would love to hear me admit this, one of the better colored Lumas in the entire game. It just looks fantastic. I can't deny it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's got like that magenta violet color to it. I like it.
And the bright turquoise, like electric blue.
Yeah, I think when I took a break from Temtem, the community really couldn't decide on what was, you know, the good Loali build, as there were just so many great ways to build it. Has that settled down? Like, when you see a Loali now, do you pretty much have an assumption of what it's running?
I've never seen a Loali in competitive. At my TMR, I just don't think it's run.
Interesting.
And you know, I'm disappointed to say I finally got all the PvP gear on my account, for my competitive account, and I wanted to do my placement matches all by myself, like without any backseating or anything like that, and I ended up at 933 TMR, which wasn't bad, but I got some really bad like matchups for my Quetzal team through placement, so it really sucked.
Oh,
And then I continued to get a bunch of really bad matches for my Quetzal team afterwards, and I am now down from 933 to 825.
you better watch out. You're getting an 8-bitten range, and
Yeah.
he does
Oh,
not
I
let
know.
people get out of low TMR if you fall there.
I know.
I was watching his stream today. Still fantastic at the game.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately,
8-bit
people now are
is
playing.
really good.
Yeah, people are playing Little Cup now too, which is you know, its own meta unto itself, and it's just like 8-bit and competes with Little Cup against normal Tims and challenging him in his
Actually,
arena.
So he actually has a adult cup team too. Work men.
Who
Is
am
his-
I? Where am
Is
I?
his So he's got two accounts now, one for grown up comp and one for baby comp.
That's yeah, that's definitely an update to life and the
Yeah,
community
yeah.
since I've been gone.
But yeah, long story short, no Loalis at my TMR. Haven't seen one. No idea what they run. No idea how it works.
Fair. All right, so yeah, we can get onto the Koish. Thank you this week to Tim Team, or official Tim Team Twitter. They posted the reset. I know Tim France is also still posting it. I figured it's better if we kind of alternate. This one came up on my news feed though at the
Yeah.
top of this morning. So, but they did not post the Koish, but it is Fire
No.
Koish this week, and Fire Koish is like the Koish, the hardest hitting Quetzalino in the game. Crazy good physical attack, a nice move set, fire water combo. Gotta have it. Just gotta have it. Like Fire Koish, you gotta have one in your back pocket. So this week you have an easy time catching some 1SV
Haven't we
Koishes to breed with.
already had a Fire Koish week though? Again?
It might have
Like,
been while I was away from the scene though, so I
I'm
don't
pretty sure
know.
we've had this. We still have not to this day had an electric Koish week. And I don't understand it. They've already repeated types, but they've not put electric out, and I don't understand why. I'm so confused. Like, why are they skipping over it?
I don't know. I don't know what.
No, I want an answer, Kennedy.
Okay,
Now.
so here's my best guess at an answer. Somebody at Grima wants to drive you crazy when
Probably.
there's bad free Tim and Park weeks. They give new Koishes. When they're good free Tim and Park weeks, they give repeat Koishes just to screw with your mind, guys. And you can never be
Well,
100% happy. You got to be like 87%
when
satisfied.
Suki comes on the show in 2 weeks' time, I'm not letting her off until she answers when we're getting electric Koish in the pond.
Do you ever read through some of the replies on the official Temtem Twitter of just people's like? There's one tweet I read and the first person asked something completely unrelated, and I'm assuming Suki's the one who handles most of the communication on there. And the first reply is like, I'm the community manager, and that's not my job or description. I don't know anything about it, but I'll ask. And that's kind of where I feel like we're gonna land if we throw that at her of just like, sure,
That is
let's find
a
out.
very, very much a Suki response, and I love it.
Yeah, so let's go on because we do have some Twitter stuff to talk
Yeah,
about
let's
this week.
let's keep moving along. We've already gone over the week here for reset, so
Okay, so speaking of who manages the Twitter, this happened while I was on holiday, and I could not let this just drift by. The Temtem official Twitter tweeted out this on January 5th and said, in case you hadn't noticed, we're back. And it is a picture of someone throwing something at a person. And this is taken from a webcomic, and they're catching it, and they're looking at it, and the third panel is a face just kind of staring back, which is a Tim that was teased for a couple times throughout the development of Sipanku. Or actually, that might be Saku's face. We'll see. Anyways, the main thing I wanted to point out about this is a moment, of course it's been edited, but this is a moment from one of my favorite webcomics of all time called Mage and Demon Queen, and it's one of the more recent episodes, and I now know somebody at Krima, if not Suki, is reading Mage and Demon Queen, which is by far one of the most fantastic webtoons going on right now, and it tells me a lot about this person's taste that they decided to post this as a meme. If it is Suki, mad respect. I told Gaijin we were going to talk about this a lot, but I was just kind of joking. But a Mage and Demon
I
Queen
have
is
never seen it, but I have seen some pretty decent webtoon comics. And I do like I do like a good manga and art and stuff and whatnot, but I've never seen this, so I have no comment. I like the meme.
Crunchyroll has teamed up with webtoons a few times to turn some of their webcomics into animes, so I hope that this is
I've
on the future
noticed
roster.
that.
But Mage and Demon Queen, I'll just pitch the premise and then we can move on. the basic idea is there's a mage at a aventurine academy, and she is the number one student in the academy. And it
Okay.
is all of the adventurers' jobs to eventually, learn, be the best they can, and defeat and kill the demon queen of the world that's, not oppressing the world, but is an oppressive force. And the mage is instead madly in love with the demon queen. And her whole reason for going to the academy and everything is to get stronger so she can constantly keep going back into the tower and asking for the
Oh
demon
my
queen's
God.
affection. She, fights past the generals and everything. And it's hilarious. It's so good. It's so good. It's
All
been
right,
going
that
on for
sounds
like 2 or
that
3
sounds
years.
pretty good.
But yeah, this is a moment from one of the later episodes, and the comedic timing in it is just great. So, anyways, props again to whoever shared this comic. The next piece of Twitter news I wanted to talk about, as soon as I remember where I put the episode document, is the Sapanku Temtem teaser. So let me open this. Let's see when we got this. Last week we got this, and Gaijin and I was mostly just getting back from holiday. I literally just flew in that day. But the official Temtem Twitter account posted a picture that is silhouetted, and there is a small floating thing next to presumably a tamer. And we are to assume that this is a Temtem that is being teased that's coming up in the Sapanku release. And it is a little tiny orb. And the thing I want to point out, so for everybody listening, it's like this little floating ball with 2 little hands. And
It's a freaking ice cream cone, baby.
could you imagine if it's just Vanillux?
Food Temtem confirmed. It's gonna be amazing. Love it.
So a while ago, we got to peer into Krima's offices, and they had all of these designs drawn on a chalkboard and all of these jokes and stuff. And I would like to say on the board, we did have something that looked very similar to the silhouette. And fortunately, somebody posted a picture on here, so I didn't have to go digging through it. But there is this thing that we assumed was a Temtem. It's like this little circle, and it's got a little party hat on. It's got its little hands. So there's only so much speculation we can do on this. But Gaijin, I'll ask you: do you think it's electric or digital?
I'm gonna go with digital electric.
Digital electric, taking the safe option. All right.
No, I would say that it's probably digital. If I had to choose between one or the other, I would wager it would probably be digital more than electric.
Yeah,
The full image is on the main Discord.
the full image is on the main Discord. Ooh, see if you can track that down. If you find it, I'll put it on the screen.
I'll take a peek here.
Yeah, I didn't dive through the whole Discord before the episode. But
Is it?
if it's blue,
Can-
I'm
can
going
you
digital.
link us,
I'm feeling. Oh, go ahead.
Can you link us, Kami? Because I don't even know where to look.
All right. We'll probably find it in like the after show or something. I'm gonna go with digital too for my speculation, just because like.
Oh, going with the safe option, huh?
No, I didn't go with digital electric. I'm going straight digital because all of the jokes about it are marking it as an emoji. And just like the way it floats and stuff, it makes me think of like the paperclip
man.
from Microsoft Office of just
I
like.
hope it has an LED face where its emotions and stuff are just like LED lights changing on its face.
Oh, that would be so good. I'm not going to get my hopes too high. But I think of what is that Pokemon that can live in devices? Rotom?
Rotom, yeah.
Yeah, Rotom. It kind of reminds me of that.
Thanks,
almost. Did you find the link? Oh,
Kami
okay.
posted
Hold on.
it, yeah.
I'll pull it up on the screen. Let's see. Oh, I probably should open this on the other screen just to make sure it's
Yeah, it
not
has to.
like,
It's going to go into Discord too, as well. It's going
yeah.
to open up your Discord because it's literally just a link to a Discord post, not the image or anything.
Yeah, I started just like straight opening it on stream and I was just like, what if it's a butt? What if it's
I
a
mean,
joke and it's a butt?
I don't think Kami would do that, but maybe Kami likes butts.
Ooh, okay. I am opening it up and I've got it on screen. Okay, so it's got the yellow electric vibes, but I'm still gonna say digital.
It
So far everything
definitely
we've seen with like that little stripey thing has leaned towards digital, and it is cute. Oh God, it's
it
cute.
is. Oh man, I can't imagine what it's gonna look like when it evolves, if it evolves. But man, it's so adorable. Look at it; it's got like a little surprised pog face. It's it's a little idiot, and I love them. Says TM Trainer.
uh,
You and me both.
This reminds me, or rather, no, this doesn't remind me. This makes me excited. I hope it does get an evolution too. We were talking about Little Cup just to give people more options to play with in Little Cup. I think right now the only electric Tim in Little Cup is Genki, I believe.
Yeah,
Yeah, and so if we get some more things to kind of expand that typing, I don't know. Little Cup could be like it already is a interesting format, but I think it could be like a really viable like just whole set of players in the future if we get more options for it. And speaking of that, we can kind of talk about the other one. Oh my gosh, it's taken over. We can also talk about the other Tim that did get revealed while I was gone, and that was the Sparzy pre-evolution. And I
baby smart.
yeah, Spritz, Sparzy, Spurts, Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface.
Yeah, they well, okay. So for everybody listening, the tweet. Of course, a lot of people have probably already seen this. It is revealing Temtem 81 that at the time in December 25th was unnamed, and they said it's going to need a name too. Of course, whenever you ask the internet for a name, you don't get very good names. The first reply is from Temporium, and it's Sparzy McSparzy Face, which is a reference
Oh,
to the time the U.S. government asked or I don't know if it's the U.S. government, but basically a government asked the internet to name a boat in its fleet, and the boat got named Bodie McBoatface. Was the leading suggestion from online,
oh boy.
which is wonderful, you know. But yeah, it gives us another option in the electric family as a baby Tim.
Speaking of baby cup and these baby Tems, you know what? I think it would be cool if there was a competitive item or an equip item, kind of like the gosh, what is it? There's an item in Pokemon where if a Pokemon has an evolved form, but it is not evolved, it gives it increased defense and special
Evolite?
defense. Yeah, Eviolite, I believe. So it'd be cool if there was like an item like that that increased the stats of the Temtem holding the item if it was not evolved.
Yeah, that would be cool. I do agree, but one of the issues with like a little cup or having that for little cup, I guess, would be it puts like one god mode Tim on your team, which would probably
Whoa,
have to
whoa,
be
whoa,
banned out of
whoa,
that format.
whoa! Who said anything about God mode? I said increased stats. I didn't say it was a massively increased stats or anything like that. I don't think increasing the stats is
Well,
is turning God mode.
just speaking from like the place Eviolite served on back in the old Pokemon meta, it was
Yeah.
to make on evolve Pokemon just as competitive as their bigger counterparts, and in some
Hmm.
situations you could find the Pokemon that rode the wire of already almost being good enough and then getting the Eviolite and being better than some evolved Pokemon like Wartortle with Eviolite was like crazy, was a crazy defensive wall. So like when you said Evilite, I just kind of just one-to-one transitioned it to Temtem of just like, okay, what's that look like in Temtem? It's just like,
I mean, obviously it would be a little bit more balanced, but you also have to think about that there's a lot of equip items that you would normally use for something. So you are taking away any further improvements that you could technically apply. So it is kind of like a blessing and a curse, because hypothetically, say there's an actual equip item which would be more suitable or useful, but the increase in stats would negate needing to use that. But I don't know.
I
Just a
think
thought. I think it would be kind of cool.
I think of Paharak, or Spriol with Eviolite, the ones that, or no, Pajero or Spriol with Eviolite, the ones that get camaraderie, and it's just like,
Mm,
welcome to the
oh,
match. These two
boy.
Tims are never gonna die. I hope you're
Oh
ready
boy.
to transition through the down below.
See, but that's easy. You just kill the other one that doesn't have camaraderie,
Fair, fair.
and then camaraderie has no effect.
Technically,
So.
QX says Raver too. Yeah, Raver gets camaraderie.
Ryber as well. Gosh, Ryber through the story was so obnoxious. They always put him out at the same time, and they always had camaraderie. And I'm like, oh my gosh, these water attacks are doing nothing.
Prepare for this to take forever. The thing that I think is like super interesting about Temtem, if you do the math on a lot of things, and I think that this is very intentional from the Crema side, a lot of the
Okay.
baby Tims have absolutely amazing abilities like toxic affinity or air specialists or I wouldn't say rested, but rested to an extent of things that just give these crazy big damage boosts. And then you say like, oh man, I should run this Tim, like this baby form instead of the final evolution. And then when you do the math that from the damage boost that they get from these abilities as compared to the final stats of the final form, they're landing a little bit ahead of the final form, but not
Like
by
your
enough of a margin to
your
make.
sneaky snake.
Yeah, I would say Orifil is probably the one who stands out from the most, where Orifil's damage
And
is
Droplet.
noticeably bigger. But
And Droplet.
yeah, Dropley. I think Dropley would be a little bit closer to the rest of the pack, though, where the stat boosts from Gario kind of Gario's just not a good Tim, unfortunately, which is why Dropley's so good. But the stat boost
Yeah.
from Gario is debatably enough to merit evolving from a Dropley to a Gario, but Water Affinity does put Dropley on edge with Gario. The one that I think about the most before we got Quetzalino was Ryber and Raikan, where I was, looking at just like, man, Ryber's got a high base attack and it gets 30% increased damage for its first turn on the field. Other than Fire Tornado, like, Ryber's looking kind of fresh for an Embers user. And then, we got Quetzalino instead. But also, Ryber came out like with all the calculations just like right behind Raiken, but there's so much other juiciness you got from evolving Raiken that merited the
Yeah.
evolution. But I say all that to say, if we had an Eviolite with any of these Tims that are challenging, their evolutions, it just makes it that much more juicier to bring them instead. So could be a great addition.
Also, before we move too far, TM Trainer Effect did ask, what would we name number 81?
What would we name number 81?
Right off the top of your head, if you had to think of a name for this little guy, what would you name it?
Sputton.
What?
I think of
What?
Spark and I think of Button. And I put it together and I get Sputton. How about you?
Yeah.
That's
only thing I
the
can
first
think
thing that
of-
came to my head.
Only thing I can think of is like Spaz. Just Spaz. S-P-A-Z. That's it. I mean, I'm not very creative. Basically, all of my Temtem names are just stolen from anime, and I I could not come up with a name if I tried. Um, so yeah, I mean, just Spaz, because it kind of fits Spaz, Spartzy, and then whatever the final evolution may be called, but I don't know.
Yeah, I like the I like the little makeup of it. It looks like a microchip. Or well, not like a microchip, but kind of like a chip with its squarish function or its squarish like
Yeah.
appeal and the colors on it. I could see something with a chip in it, and I could also see something with cell. And I don't know. You could also do cell with just SCEL. L,
Mm.
two L's in it. I had to do like a spelling thing on for it of just kind of like a power cell.
Yeah, I think in order to come up with an actual name, I would actually need some time to like look up different words for like electricity or like or just other like language words for it, and maybe combine some things. But right off the top of my head, the only thing I can think of is spaz.
A
Oh,
team
spunky.
trainer
Not
says
bad, TM.
spunky. I like it. All right. What did we have next on the list here? We got a listener question. Oh yeah, we do have a listener question. Let's
Ooh,
go
what a
ahead.
surprise.
Yeah, let's go
The
ahead and tackle
ever
that.
reliable, technically QX.
Do you want to
Hello
read it?
again. Sure,
Take it away.
sure. Hello again, Temtalk. Do you think there are any Tems that would make good alternate starters? Similar to Pikachu and Eevee in the Let's Go games and Yellow version. Uh, as always, thank you for your time. Hmm. I honestly think either Tataru or Scale would be a good replacement for Eevee. They're both, I mean, they're both neutral types, which would be the normal type technically. And for a replacement for another starter, it doesn't necessarily have to be electric. So I mean, Genki would probably be the replacement for Pikachu if I had to think about it. But right off the top of my head, definitely Tataru and Scale for one of them. But since they only have one has two evolves and one has no evolves, I don't know. I guess maybe maybe Tataru is the replacement for Pikachu. I don't know, but yeah. I'm trying to think right off the top of my head another one that might be good.
I'll jump in right here. I think on the Eevee part, I think we already have our Eevee, which is Tukai.
Which yeah, 2Y.
Or 2i, 2i, two. No,
And we
Tukai is
we
the
do
better
we
one,
do
so
get
we'll
a
just go
2Y
Tukai.
right with right in the beginning anyway.
If it was me, in well, so there's lots of ways I guess to approach this. Is do we do it still from a melee, mental, and crystal type, or is it just any triple type that kind of counters onto itself? If it was me, I'd definitely go with Mushi, uh, then definitely Hocus,
What a
and
surprise!
in an evolving crystal type, Bun Bun. I think I'd go with Bun Bun.
Yeah, I think so too. I think those are actually all pretty good. Although Hocus does not evolve three times.
Oh, Poke. Well, none of
There,
those
there,
evolve
there
three
are no
times.
mental types that evolve three times beyond the guys, though, right? Like not yet, anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right on that.
Because you've got Ouroboros is once, um, because it doesn't evolve yet that we know of. Ochlora is not technically mental, and then there's Mix, but that's it.
I mean, if we
And then
had to go
there's
by that logic,
Hocus.
though, there would not be a lot of triple evolving types because it's pretty much Spreal, Raiken, Osakai. Lapinite, and Platypet other than the starters, right? Is there anything
Yeah.
else I missed that evolves 3 times?
I mean,
Oh,
probably.
Pajero.
Yeah. Baby tomato. Yeah, but it just gets uglier as it goes. The baby tomato is the best. Um,
Wait, what's the
and
baby tomato?
Pajaro.
Oh,
Baby,
Pajaro. Okay.
yeah, baby tomato.
What I am actually a big fan of Grandpa. It looks kind of regal. I think
No,
Paharak looks the coolest out of the 3, but Luma
what? Get out
Paharak
of
looks
here.
really
That's
cool.
clearly the awkward teen phase.
A
Stop. Stop.
lot of the Tims have an awkward team phase. Baboong from the
I
Smazzy
mean,
evolution.
yeah, I hate Baboong. It is
It's
my least favorite of all of them. Um, and Shelder or whatever,
Shireld.
also terrible. Yeah, there we go. Also terrible. I just don't like those.
Somewhere out there,
Even
Temtem
Tental is,
designer
is
cried.
okay. Like Tental's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. But then they redeem all of them with their final evolves.
Yeah, I do like all of the final evolutions. I'd actually say Shireld keeps most of its aesthetic throughout all of its evolutions.
Oh yeah,
Where
Lapinite evolves 3 times too.
I said Lapinite.
Oh, I forgot already.
I remember I said Lapinite because I remembered all of the Shrine Temtems evolved 3 times. It's Lapinite, Platypet, and Osakai or Osuchi. Um, is that the first evolution?
Yeah.
I have it right here, but I have no idea what its name is. But yeah, those are the 3 I remember from the shrines that evolved 3 times, and then there's other ones that slip my mind. But I'm pretty sure we covered them all. This is Temtalk, the one-stop source for all your Temtem knowledge, and you're not gonna find anybody. No, I'm kidding. You find more
Surprise, we
knowledgeable
know
people
nothing.
everywhere. All right, so let's see. I feel like that pretty accurately answers the questions. Was there any more you wanted to add on there? I guess I'll switch it up,
No,
and I'll ask the inverse
I
of
think
this.
that's about it. Yeah.
If you had to take one Tim in game, not Tataru, and elevate it to the pseudo legendary status, which is like the I want to say Raiken. Why am I thinking Raiken's a Temtem?
Why can't
What's
you use Tataru? Why are we talking about this?
be? Let me finish my question, okay?
Mhm.
The tier like Dragonite, which is like not legendary but has the stats of a legendary. If you could
Mhm.
elevate any Temtem in game to that stage, who would you make the pseudo legendary?
You're right. I can't choose Tataru as it is because Tataru is already there.
Yeah,
Um,
basically.
if I had to choose one,
TM Trainer says Yowler and Tataru. I think Yowler is the pseudo legendary. Like the 5% kind of occupy that role.
do they though?
Well, Yowler
Is Yowler
does.
the only one of the 5%?
Yeah.
Honestly. Um, Yeah, I would say if I had to pick one and elevate it to pseudo legendary status, honestly, I would love to see Gary be usable and awesome.
Gario? Oh gosh, what an interesting choice. It is super cute, so I don't hate it.
Uriel is really adorable, but it's got a really unique typing, which I love, but it's not as usable as it could or should be, I feel. Um it's just super cool. And it's got pretty neat traits for the most part, like when entering autotomy. When entering the battlefield the first time, gets evading for 2 turns, like right out of the gate. It enters the field and it's already evading. That's pretty cool. It gives you like an opportunity. It's kind of like gosh, like Mimikyu. Because when Mimikyu gets on the field, it has the like
Oh, the
I don't know.
thing. I know what you're talking about, where if you hit it,
Exactly.
it.
It takes very little damage, and then its thing breaks, like its disguise.
Yeah.
That's a disguise. So it gets like a free hit when it enters the field. Like, you can throw it in and it's gonna just be okay. But it would be awesome if it also had a really good stats. But
Yeah, for me, I'm kind of looking through my Temtem box right now, and my answer is shifting a little bit because I kind of wonder: is it the stats that make a pseudo legendary, or is it like their kit? I think of like Garchomp, and Garchomp had amazing stats with an amazing kit and was used for generations through generations. And same thing with like Metagross, which was like the pseudo legendary of like third gen. And so I'm thinking Mix. Like the first thing that jumps out at me is Mix. Mix and Hocus. I would like either one of them to have super amazing stats. But I think one of the things that make the Temtem so interesting, like Hocus and Mix, is that they're very ridiculously good. And that is balanced by the fact of the skill it takes to play them because they don't have great stats. So it makes me wonder just like what those Tims would look like if they had maybe
oh,
plus 10 stats across the board on all of their available
the
traits.
the other day I did a couple of matches with a hopeless tonic mix.
That's a decision and a choice, and I respect you for making it. How did it go?
It actually went pretty interesting. Besides the fact that I was up against an anaerobic Volorant that had already used multiple attacks and was essentially a wall.
Yeah.
So beyond that fact, I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. I got the idea from the dojo. Tukma? Ureni? Yeah. Ureni was running a hopeless tonic mix, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a whirl. I'll try it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams. uh but yeah, I think that pretty accurately handles the question. There was one
Yeah.
more thing I wanted. I'm
Before,
looking.
before we finish that though, if you want to be cool, like
Oh yeah.
technically QS, feel free to email us at temtalkshow@gmail.com.
Yes, definitely send in your questions. It is always very refreshing to open the email and see a question, and they're always fun to push our brains to think about in a little bit different of are a little bit different from the things we're normally prioritizing and
If you
focusing
had
in game.
Temtem to bring home to meet your mom, which one would it be?
That's a choice. All right, so there was one last thing, and we're doing okay on time, Gaijin. So no, you know what? Let's talk about this next week. I'm gonna push that topic off to next week. The Temtem story is finished. Somebody tweeted, one of the writers of Krima tweeted that they just finished writing it a few weeks ago, or maybe not a few weeks ago. I think it was like a week ago. They wrote the final parts of it, and I really kind of want to talk and speculate on that, but that can be a whole topic for next week. So we are going to end the recording of the show there. Let's go ahead and do our closing and plugs, and then I'll turn it over to you for the turn 30. So I am... Yes, I do see what you're talking about in chat, and we'll talk about that in the after show, because this is something that plagues me. But I am Presby Kennedy. Thank you so much for watching. I live stream D&D on my Twitch channel now, and I upload everything to YouTube. And if you're watching the video, you can see exactly how to spell my name. I come up in Google searches and YouTube searches, which is awesome. If you're listening to the show, you can catch the live streams at twitch.tv/presbkennedy, PresBkennedy. And I tweet occasionally. Gaijin, how about you? Where can the peeps find you, and what are you up to?
I'll tell you where you can't find me. You cannot find me at itgaijinboo.
Freak! That's on me. That's on me. I got it. I've got it. Go ahead and plug yourself properly.
Gaijinbuu, Gaijinbuu. It's Gaijinbuu on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, basically wherever except Facebook because Facebook is garbage. Yeah,
You don't
that
like
is
the Zucks controlling your life?
that's where you can find me. Um,
I'm just kidding.
no, the Zucks can suck.
Oh, he knows. Of course, if you
Yeah,
want to
he
watch
does.
the show live, we live stream on Twitch every Monday night at 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. And the Twitch channel we live stream on, we've given the show its own feed, and that is www.twitch.tv/TimTalk and that's Tim Talk Show if you ever want to join us live. All right, Gaijin, it's your turn for the turn 30, and you said you had something a little interesting for me at the top of the show.
I
You want to go ahead and share it
I
with the
thought it was
peeps?
interesting. I recently have started, recently started and recently finished because I binge watched the whole thing, watching Silicon Valley. And it was a really, really good time. It was a great show, very interesting. I don't know. I wasn't sure how I would really like the show set in like the tech world. I just wasn't sure how well it was gonna work out, but it was really good. A lot of it's very funny, and I have a friend who actually lives in Silicon Valley and works for a tech company, and they said that they had to stop watching the show because it was too real, but it was very funny, um, and I it was really just like every episode, like always kept me like on the edge of my seat and like a little stressed out, like a little anxiety because it's like everything that could possibly go wrong always did go wrong. Um, but just it was absolutely hilarious and wonderful. And if you've never watched Silicon Valley, I would say watch it, check it out.
Okay. Uh, I I I remember Silicon Valley used to come on, I think right before or right after Game of Thrones when I would watch that show like every single week live. Well, not live as it came out. And
Yeah,
I just kind of I always felt I don't know. I always felt like bad for it because it's just like it either got the biggest lead in or the biggest tail end of the show, our tail end audience like just kind of like, okay, come on, get out of the way, we want to see Game of Thrones. And then Game of Thrones tanked it, like that show ended so
oh
horribly.
god,
So it's
the
nice to know
the,
that they
the
stuck the landing
ending,
with Silicon Valley, arguably the better of the two shows.
they really really did. Like even the end of the show was actually really good. Like it didn't feel rushed, it didn't feel like the ending didn't feel like it came out of nowhere because the show is finished, from what I can tell. I don't think they're going to do another one, but like it didn't feel like they just kind of rushed it. It was really good, because basically it's about this guy who creates this compression algorithm, and his ventures to try and utilize that to make something of himself and the technology. Because it's the best compression algorithm there is, but they're also very young, naive, and dumb about how the tech world works. So
Okay, so final question I'll ask before we finish this up. Did you ever watch this BBC comedy that oh gosh, the name of it just the IT Crowd. Um
yeah, the IT crowd's fantastic.
okay. Yeah, that's I don't have like a lot of experience I guess watching shows about the tech world, but I
Yeah.
did have very fond memories of the IT Crowd of just like, hello, did you turn it on and off again? Or hello IT, have you tried turning it on
Yeah.
and off again?
The first thing they say, and it's so true too. It reminds me of this time I heard about this guy who worked at Dell that got fired, because like this person calls them up for customer support, and like he's going through all these basic troubleshooting steps, and ultimately he ends up and this whole story might be some like elaboration, but having worked in customer support, I'm not surprised that this is real. Um, Basically, it comes down to the guy asking him, "Did you plug it in?" and they had not.
Oh, wow.
The,
Okay.
the
I want to
service
talk
rep just
about
told
this.
them to return it.
I want to talk about this in the post show because I have worked IT before, and gosh, do I have stories like what you just shared. But that's going to be it for us today. If I was a great host, I would already have the music up and we'd be signing out right now, but I'm just a pretty good host, so I'm going to pull up our outro music, and that is where we will cut the recording. But we're going to hang around and do a post show. If you ever want to join the post show, you're welcome to come and watch us live. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye. Gosh, I hope this isn't too loud. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Apparently, the intro was loud.
Yeah, I didn't do an audio check.